Yo, we got Gavin Newsom's gerrymandering scheme. California Gavin Newsom pretends his blatant gerrymandering scheme is a battle for democracy, but he's spitting on the will of Golden State voters, merely to boost his bid to become Democrats' 2028 nominee. Falling in line with Newsom's demand to gerrymanders Cali's House district in retaliation for Texas' own redistricting, state lawmakers unveiled a redrawn map designed to move Democrats from 43 to 48 seats out of 52 total. Problem number one, with 2008 and 2010 ballot initiatives, voters wrote state law to cut the politicians out of redistricting, putting it in the hands of a citizen-led independent commission. So what Democrats are actually rushing through is a new ballot proposal to rewrite the law through 2023, giving legislators the right to redraw again anytime another state does, which voters would have to okay in a special election set for this November 4th. Problem 2. All new bills are supposed to face a 30-day cooling off period for review before lawmakers vote. The Dems are trying to rush this through under a week so they can meet the deadline for November ballot. Republicans are suing to stop that violation of the state constitution. If the state's judge is chosen overwhelmingly by Democrats, let that go ahead. The voters may still reject the idea. Polling even early this month showed they wanted to stick with the independent commission by better than 2000 or by a ratio of 2-1. Cue the burning of millions on nonstop TV ads trying to sell voters on the greasy power grab. By the way, behind the scenes, Dem maneuvering has let Cali's current nonpartisan map pretty skewed. As Rich Lowry has pointed out, Republicans won nearly 40% of the statewide House vote to 2024, yet got only about 17% of the seats. The GOP redistricting in Texas will only match that slant. So the big winners here are Newsom's bid to cement his image as a non-holds-barred opponent of the GOP, plus the consultants who will rake in big bucks to sell the public on something it hates. Meanwhile, Californians are fleeing the state in record numbers because Democrat rule has made it unaffordable. As a result, the state's on track to lose 4 House seats after the 2030 consensus. The redistricting drive sure calls to mind rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. It's not even a serious fix for National Democrats' woes. The party lost more than 2 million registered voters to the GOP just from election day 2020 to election day 2024, and another 200,000 in the 9 months. Newsom may be winning the love of Democrats' base, but he's leading the party to waste its time and money on gimmickry that has no hope of reversing its decline. Yep. I mean, I don't know why people are still sucking Newsom's dick, even though he fucked up all of California. Like, all the projects he tried to put forward in California, right? They all failed. They all suck penis. Anyways. I mean, I guess he's your only candidate for presidency because all other Democrat candidates suck penis too, right? So he's your best choice as of right now. Officials say U.S. military, because he's cutthroat, he's willing to kill his own citizenry, right? Officials say U.S. military raid in Syria killed country's ISIS leader in waiting. The U.S. military carried out a raid in northern Syria on Tuesday, killing a senior ISIS figure who had been poised to become the group's next leader in the country, a U.S. official told Fox News. A key ISIS financial official was also killed in the operation. The official said, noting that both men had been actively planning attacks in Syria and Iraq. No U.S. forces were injured. On the background of a U.S. official official to Fox News. The raid was described as a successful operation, targeting a senior ISIS member assessed to be a strong candidate to assume the role of ISIS Syria emir, a position that would have posed a direct threat to the U.S. and coalition forces as well as the new Syrian government. No civilians were injured or killed, and there were no injuries to U.S. or coalition forces. The operation is part of the continued U.S. counterterrorism efforts in the region following ISIS's territorial defeat in Syria and Iraq in 2019. Yeah, and also, I don't know why people are trying to run defense for ISIS in Syria, so that was happening. Ugh. We will continue to pursue ISIS terrorists with unwavering determination throughout the region. The official added, stressing that the U.S. and its partners remain committed to ensuring the lasting defeat of ISIS and protection of the homeland. The State Department did not immediately respond to Fox News' request for comment. You have it. What is this? Kentucky judge killed by sheriff. Yeah. Courthouse like brothel. Oh, so he ran the courthouse like a brothel, and traded sex for favors at twisted parties. Victim. The rural Kentucky judge gunned down his own chambers last year ran a twisted sex ring in which young women were coaxed, right, into performing sexual favors just to get out of trouble. One of the alleged victims claims. Taya Adams alleges she was among those caught up in the Judge Kevin Mullen's apparent sex for favors scheme that saw him and others in the tiny town of Whitesburg demand sex in exchange for cash, or to get offenders off the hook. I mean, look, I make jokes about people, sleeping up the chain of command. Hey, this is the dark side of reality. People doing fucked up shit. Adams told News Nation's Mansfield and Mullins, who was shot execution style in his Letcher County chambers, allegedly by his longtime sheriff pal Sean Steens, last September. Had warned her to keep quiet about the so-called depraved ring. We would do sex parties and perform shows and have sex with them for money. Things like that, Adams alleged. It was consensual, but it was the thing that was that we were so young. And then they used it against us and to destroy our lives later. Adams said she felt forced to go along with the judge's scheme because she feared Child Protective Services would somehow get involved and append to her life. They would make sure to make you feel as small and degraded and belittled as possible to take your power away, Adams said. It wasn't immediately clear if the woman had any prior run-ins with the law, or if she was on the Child Protective Service radar at the time. She went on to say it was just a given she would keep her mouth shut about the apparent depravity, insisting, who would believe it anyway? Because the whole town was doing it. Nobody cares. They're all swingers. It's all a big party to them. It's just so normal. Separately, Sarah Davis, a former deputy jailer of the Letcher County lockup, told the outlet she'd heard about the nasty, sickening stories to come out of the parties. Pretty much everybody in the county knows. That's suspicious as fuck. But they never did anything, right? That's shady. She said, but it was confirmed to me after working in the county jail, especially after being invited to a party myself. The claims only added to the disturbing allegations that have emerged in the wake of Mullins chilling caught on camera slaying last year, including the slain judge had been running his courthouse like a brothel. It has since been revealed that one woman, Sabrina Atkins, threw Mullins' name into the mix during a 2020 criminal investigation into a Letcher County deputy sheriff, who was later jailed for rape and sodomy of a female inmate. Atkins, who claimed she was coerced by then Deputy Sheriff Ben Fields to perform sexual favors in exchange for staying under house arrest, alleged to judge was in on the long-standing sextortion racket. I seen Judge Mullins having sex with a girl. In the judge's chambers, Atkins told police in her interviews at the time. She added that Fields, who was fired in the wake of the probe, also had some videotapes of some stuff in the judge's chambers, just with girls, sexual and stuff. It is unclear if if the alleged sextortion scheme had anything to do with the Mullins shooting. Authorities have previously refused to rule out if a possible sex scandal was the motive behind the bloodshed. The judge had been decades-long friends with his accused killer and was spotted having lunch with him just hours before he was gunned down on September 18th. Chilling surveillance footage allegedly captures the sheriff stepping into his pal's office and making multiple calls to his daughter before opening fire. Yeah, so basically, so what happened was the judge had was making calls to his friend's daughter, apparently. Steins then allegedly walked out and immediately surrendered, telling cops they're trying to kidnap my wife and kid. The sheriff's attorney later described the execution-style shooting as a crime of passion due to extreme emotional disturbance, basically. Steins, who resigned days after the shooting and is being held in an eastern Kentucky jail without bond, has pleaded not guilty to a charge of murder of a public official. There you have it. Yeah, you get, yeah. I don't remember if I watched this on stream, but I remember seeing this last year, because they did show this last year when it first initially happened. What do we got here? Depressed mom, a perfect family. A massacres husband, kids, and horrific New Hampshire murder-suicide just days after posting grim TikTok. A depressed mother fatally shot her husband and 2 children before turning the gun on herself in their New Hampshire home, just days after sharing her ongoing struggles in a chilling video on social media, authorities said. Emily Long, 34, who was found with a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head, allegedly killed her husband, Ryan Long. Oh, okay, yeah, this one. We already heard about this one. I think we covered this a little bit. 48, and 2 children, Parker 8 and Ryan 6, in an apparent murder-suicide at their Madbury home early Monday, according to the New Hampshire Attorney General's office. Both youngsters were shot in the head. Yeah, fuck. Execution. While the family's patriarch, who reportedly was battling terminal cancer, sustained multiple gunshot wounds. The state's chief medical examiner concluded. That's rough. All 3 deaths were ruled homicides, while the troubled mother's was deemed a suicide. It was a perfect family as far as we knew. Neighbor Bevy Kettle told WBZ-TV. It's just shocking we didn't see it coming. Police discovered the grisly scene Monday night after receiving a haunting 911 call reporting multiple deaths inside the family's manicured home. A gun was located near their bodies, officials said. The couple's 3-year-old child, the lone survivor of the slaughter, was found alive and unharmed inside the house and is now in the care of family members. Investigators said they have since learned of serious concern and ongoing issues at the time of the violent rampage, but didn't elaborate. One of the biggest questions they have right now is motive. Why? Assistant Attorney General Ben Agati told. Yeah, it's strange. Right, killed everyone else but the one, right? Killed your husband, right? Killed 2 of your kids. Killed yourself, but didn't kill your last kid for some reason? What? Yeah, what the fuck happened? Oh, man. And I think that's probably one of the more difficult things that they are trying to grasp to understand how this came to be. Yeah, it's strange, at the least. While a motive remains unclear, the family's matriarch, who worked as director of operations at the restaurant chain Wingett's, according to her LinkedIn, often posted on social media about her struggles and despair as she coped with her husband's terminal cancer diagnosis. Ryan, a school psychologist at Oyster River Middle School in Durham, was reportedly diagnosed with glioblastoma, a highly aggressive form of brain cancer. And TikTok posted just 2 days before police made the horrific discovery. Emily told her nearly 8,000 followers that her children were definitely struggling, and she herself had been really depressed as she tried to restore healthy habits and normalcy in the home as her husband's health declined. "I am determined to create normalcy," she said in her grim video. "I have been struggling so much and really depressed and just have really become reclusive and just wanted to be with my kids and my husband. That being said, I'm making a change and it's starting today. And I'm making a point to get out of my depression and do this for my family. The tragedy remains under investigation." Yeah, we can kind of see what she did after that. If you saw someone who know affected by any of the issues raised in this story, call National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273-TALK 8255 or text crisis text line. There you have it. JetBlue passenger performs bizarre striptease at airport gate. Moons stunned travelers. This man gave a striptease that no one asked for. An unidentified man was dragged away from a JetBlue terminal at Boston Logan International Airport after he stripped down naked in front of passengers waiting to board their flight. Flyers at the airport's Terminal C were waiting to board their flight when a man shockingly took off his clothes to stretch in his red underwear, according to Aviation A2Z. In a viral video of the jaw-dropping scene seemingly posted by a Cami Mary on Facebook, a man is seen lying on the floor in his brightly colored boxer briefs, raising his feet in the air, and then turning over onto his hands and knees with his butt in the air, facing the waiting area. With his rear end in the air, he then pulled his underwear down to moon the creeped crowd. That's... that is public indecency. At one point, the man discarded his undies, spread his arms wide, and muttered something to himself while standing fully nude. He stood there proudly, letting stunned travelers get a good look at him in his birthday suit. Yeah, having a grand old time. He was streaking, basically. Could you imagine being one of the lucky or unlucky flyers who witnessed the startling scene? Yeah. Reportedly, Massachusetts state troopers showed up to calm the chaos and carry the man, who had at least put his underwear back on anyway. Oh, wait. It is clear when the scene took place, JetBlue did not immediately respond to a request for comment. However, public indecency in Massachusetts can be punished with a fine for jail time, or both. It is uncertain what happened to the flasher. The scandalous act has gone viral as unruly travelers all around the world continue their ridiculous antics. Now, there's been quite a bit of them. Just recently, a fight broke out on Ryanair flight because of a crying baby's wailing. A drunk Breeze Airways passenger yelled racial slurs and broke free from restraint twice, and an American Airlines passenger got into a screaming match with a flight attendant who allegedly busted him vaping. Yeah. Oh yeah, there was another one where someone was like, they were caught smoking on the plane with a cigarette. Just because the skies are clear doesn't mean you're gonna have a smooth ride when it comes to your fellow cocky passenger. Yep, that's just the way she goes.